Last video, we made it to terms of service. So in the previous video, we talked about how if you're going to do a long-term commitment, either like a full class that they're paying for, or especially if you're doing a multi-month discount, you want to have some sort of an agreement. I hesitate to say the word contract because oftentimes an agreement would be enough, but some sort of an agreement. And in there, a good thing to include, and this would be for all students, is your terms of service. So here are some things for you to consider when figuring out your terms of service. You want to have a late policy, a no-show policy, makeup lessons, vacations. How are you going to handle your vacations and their vacations? If your business is online or has the ability to go online, do you still want to see them during your vacation? I have a teacher who does that. She travels all year long and even kind of takes little lessons about where it is that she's visiting with her students. So they get to kind of go along with her. How much notice do you want or need? How much notice are you going to require if a student has to change their lesson time? In what ways do you allow them to change their lesson times? You must consider your monthly income needs when choosing the level of flexibility in your policies. Personally, I say that I need at least a 24-hour notice, which is pretty standard and customary. You can look at other businesses to see how they do this because that's what people are going to already be accustomed to. But I also want to point out that having policies like this is also part of what gets you recognized as a legitimate business and not just somebody who's doing some like tutoring on the side in their living room. You are a business owner and it's okay for you to run your private teaching practice as a business. And so having these types of policies and making them public and making them aware of that is another way that you are adding value and legitimacy and communicating the value of what it is that you are offering. And personally, I think that level of professionalism is something that our profession as teachers desperately needs to have recognized. In the classroom, we are professionals and are often not recognized as such. But in the private practice space, we have the opportunity to and are frequently more easily recognized as professionals, I have found in my experience, than when I was in the classroom. The level of respect that I receive as a private practice teacher or a teacher who owns her own business is more so than what I received when I was in the classroom, even though that was a lot harder to do. That was something that was quite a surprise to me. But having these policies in place, thinking these things through and having a policy in place is another way that you legitimize yourself as a business. And just having these things also communicates to people that you are serious and that this is a serious business, and you're more likely to not have the attendance issues if people think it's just more relaxed or loosey-goosey. Another thing you need to be thinking about is payment. When are you going to invoice? How much time are you going to give people to pay between their invoices? Recurring payments, late payments, how are you going to handle late payments? Unexpected illness, loss of income, how are you going to handle refunds? A convenience fee for credit card payments. I do want to say that there is legality around the convenience fees for online payments. The latest research I read said that you cannot charge a convenience fee for credit cards, at least in some states. A word I want to say about convenience fees for credit card payments. Oftentimes when we receive payment as a provider via credit card, we are charged a fee. Some businesses do pass that fee along to the customer. That is something that you can do. However, I am not a lawyer and I'm going to strongly caution and encourage you to look at the guidelines in your particular state. In some states, it is not legal for you to pass that fee along, at least not in that way. So just be aware of that. Online payment convenience fees, return check fees. You want to think about all of these things as you are moving forward in your business. You should have some policy around it. So that way, like I said in the previous video, once you're comfortable in your pricing and you tell them your pricing, the next question is going to be, how do I pay you or when do I pay you, and not negotiating your pricing anymore. Parents already have a precedent for these policies. Like I said, this is part of how other businesses run their business. So when you're thinking about, okay, how am I going to do this for myself? Get an idea from other businesses that parents are already investing in, like the dance studios, music lessons, travel sports, summer camps. It was not inexpensive for our daughter to do travel soccer. And we pay that money, whether she participates in any soccer events, tournaments, or anything. And we understand that going into it. So you can look at other businesses that parents are already used to investing in and model your own policies after those. And again, if you have any questions or you get into a pinch, go ahead and email me. If it's something I can handle quickly over an email, I will respond to you right then and there. I might even send you a little video. If it's something that's going to require a longer conversation, I might suggest that we schedule a free consultation. So that is really the end of it. Thank you for investing in this training. I hope that you feel you have gotten more than your money's worth from it. That is always my goal, is to give you more than you were hoping to get. I would love to know, what are your biggest takeaways that you have gotten from this training as a whole? What are the 3 biggest things, 1 to 3 things that you have gotten most out of it? Again, I invite you to email me. My email is here. It's rachel@theprivatepracticeteacher.org. You can look me up on any of my socials as well. I would love to know what you got out of this and what were your biggest takeaways. Did this in any way change your thoughts about private practice teaching and how you are able to charge? And finally, I want to extend the invitation. Once you have your business fully formed, please let me know about it. Get into my community, because I would love to add you and your business to my private practice teacher directory. Take care. Thank you.